What is hierarchical inheritance? One superclass and multiple subclasses here. So this is called as hierarchical inheritance here. One superclass and multiple subclasses. Okay. So this is what we are supposed to understand. Let us try to talk about it. Okay. So now here I'll have a beautiful class here. Okay. And I'll have a couple of subclasses. Okay. Now, so here let me draw the representation. Okay. So that it becomes easy for understanding perspective. Okay. So this is the basic hierarchies which I'm going to create. Okay, great, I'm done. So here I will have a class called as, okay, I'll have a class called as vehicle. Okay, I'll have another class called as car and another class called as bike. Okay, so this is a relationship between them. Okay, I'm having what type of inheritance between them? Is a relationship between them here. Okay, this is what we are supposed to understand. Okay, is a relationship. Great. So now here, vehicle is having a property called as brand, which is initial, I mean, which is the data type is string. So what did you understand here? Vehicle is a class, okay, and it is having a variable, okay, it is having a variable called as brand, okay, which is the data type is string here, okay. Similarly, car, okay, is having a variable called as cost, okay, and the data type is int, and it also has a method called as start, which return type called as void. Okay, it's not that rocket science, you have to remember a lot of things here. Okay, so and then bike has a variable called as fuel, and the data type is string, and the method name is stop, and the return type is void. How do you differentiate a method? I'll write this parenthesis. If I write this parenthesis, it's a method. Okay, that's it here. Okay, and then here, okay, after this entire process, okay, I'm done. So now guys, vehicle is the superclass for car also, bike also. So when I create an object of car, okay, if I create an object of car, I have to access the vehicle class properties plus the car class properties. From vehicle, brand is inherited plus car cost and start method. I can access the three properties. If I create an object of bike, I can access the brand. Why? Because it is common property inherited into car also, bike also. Brand is inherited plus fuel and stop method. I can access again three. But bike object cannot access the properties of car, and car object cannot access the properties of bike here because they might be siblings. Okay, but ultimately you cannot access the properties of one object to another object. So this is the pictorial representation. Can't you write a program for it? 101% I can develop a program for it. So how will I do it here? I will create a class, and that class name is hierarchical inheritance. I will create a class. Sorry. I'll create a package first. Package name is hierarchical. Okay, done. Under hierarchical package here, let me create a class, and the class name is vehicle. Okay, the class name is vehicle. Vehicle has a property called as brand equals to BMW. Okay, I'll just write it as BMW here. Okay, done. I'll have one more class called as car here. Okay, so vehicle is a class and car is a class here. So first, car is inheriting the properties of vehicle. This is easy relationship, and the car is having a variable called as cost, which is initialized to some data here. And it also has a method, and the method name is start method, and it is telling here, I'll just give some random implementation as car started, and the return type is void. That's it. Okay, so the return type is void. So what did you understand? Car is inheriting the properties of vehicle, and it also has explicit properties. And I had one more class called as bike class. Okay, so what was the bike doing here? What was the bike doing? Bike will inherit the properties of vehicle. Okay, and it also had a property called as string fuel, and the fuel type is, okay, I'll just write it as petrol here. Okay, the fuel type is petrol, and it also had a method called as stop method. Correct. So now here's this out. Okay, and here I'll just write it as bike stop. Okay, I'm just giving some random implementation as stay. Okay, no, don't find out logic here. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, I'm done almost. Yeah, great. Okay, so did we achieve the pictorial representation into a programmatic way here? Absolutely yes. Okay, I have converted the program into a programmatical way. I mean the pictorial UML notation into a programmatical way. So now here guys, see, if I create an object of car, okay, if I create an object of who? If I create an object of car here, I can access, see, this is out, C dot, I can access the brand plus I can access the C dot cost. That's it. I can access only the properties of vehicle and car. Why? Sir, I have created an object of car. So object of car can access the properties of vehicle and car. That's it. I cannot access the properties of bike. And I can also tell C dot start. Right? Similarly, if I create an object of bike B equals to new bike of, I can access the properties of vehicle, okay, vehicle as well as the properties of bike here, that is fuel. But I cannot access the cost. Why? Cost belongs to the car here. And I can also tell B dot stop. Start method I cannot use it. Okay. So this is what we are supposed to understand when it comes to the data here. When I executed, did I get the expected output here? Yes, absolutely. I got the expected output as the entire process. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to understand when it comes to the entire data here. What is hierarchical inheritance, guys? Hierarchical inheritance is nothing but one superclass having multiple subclasses. So we took the example of vehicle, car, and bike. So when I create an object of car, only vehicle and car properties. When I create an object of bike, only bike and vehicle properties. Okay, so these are the few things which we are supposed to understand when it comes to the data here. Okay, now got it. Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, so any confusions, guys, as of now here? Okay, so what have we done in today's session here? I have one more thing to tell. We started with inheritance now. Okay, what is inheritance basically? It's a process of one class is acquiring the properties of another class. Two types of classes: super, base, parent, who gives the properties; sub, derived child, who will accept the properties. Extends keyword is used to achieve inheritance. Is a relationship is another name for it. Okay, and what are the properties which is inherited? Only variables and methods. Blocks and constructors? No, sir, it is not inherited. What are the types of inheritance? Single level, multi-level, hierarchical. Only these three types are supported explicitly. Multiple and hybrid is not supported. Hybrid up to some extent, that's it. Okay, and we saw practical examples as well. Okay, so we saw examples for what? Single level. Single level meaning a combination of one superclass and one subclass. Multi-level, multiple superclass and subclass in sequential manner. And hierarchical and multiple, we know the difference. Okay, and then hybrid, a combination of two or more. Okay, and we also saw the UML notation, the pictorial way of representing it. Okay, and we also seen the working of it, I believe. I mean the other way of doing it. Okay, so this is all about the entire process, guys. Okay, so now anyone having any questions as of now here?